Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to go over the AL West Face of the Franchise Legends and the Stage 3 team affinities. The teams that are featured in the AL West are the Los Angeles Angels, the Oakland Athletics, the Seattle Mariners, the Texas Rangers, and the Houston Astros. So another 5 legends. Another 5 guys that are 97 plus overall. As always, we're going to give them their Chewy rating. And we're going to go over what their real life statistics were while they were part of the ball club they are representing. Hit that red button that's on your screen right there. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think about the AL West Face of the Franchise Legends, as well as hit that notification bell so you guys know whenever I upload more videos. Let's get into this review of the AL West Face of the Franchise Legend cards. Tim Salmon. The original big fish of the Angels organization, Tim Salmon, is their Face of the Franchise Legend. He's a 97 overall right fielder that has a secondary position of left field. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting, diamond hitting, silver defense. This guy right here was a career Angel through and through. He was a major part of the team that won the World Series in 2002. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. That was the year where they had the rally monkey and they played on the screen and people had like stuffed animal rally monkeys in the crowd and stuff waving him around. But he was part of that team, and he had been on the team for a very long time. Throughout his career, he had pretty decent numbers. He batted .282 with an on-base percentage of .385, a slugging of .498, an OPS of .884, and OPS plus of .128. He has 1,674 hits, 299 home runs, 1,016 RBIs with a WAR of 40.6. In 1993, he won Rookie of the Year. He won 1 Silver Slugger, and as I've already mentioned, he was a 2002 World Series winner with the team. He also played on the franchise from 1992 to 2006, and he was a very, let's look at his attributes on the card. 105 contact versus righty, 108 contact versus lefty, 104 power versus righty, 101 power versus lefty, 86 vision, 119 discipline, 115 clutch. In the field, he has 65 fielding, 78 arm strength, 79 arm accuracy, 62 reaction with 58 speed, 28 stealing, and 24 base running aggressiveness. Let's take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are Hitting Machine, Bomber, 20/20 Vision, Walker, and Pressure Cooker. So he does have the big 3 quirks with Hitting Machine, Bomber, and Walker, so I really like that about him. I mean, in general, just looking at his attributes, he has very good hitting attributes. This card reminds me a lot of the Dante Bichette we went over with the NL West on the Colorado Rockies. I think he has slightly better hitting, but less vision. He has about the same fielding as Bichette did, too. They're kind of a very similar card. I think Salmon will be a little bit better hitting than Bichette will because I think he has a better swing than Bichette. However, I think they're about the same card. As you guys know, since I hope that you watched my previous video, I gave Dante Bichette 3.5 Chewies, and that's going to be the same rating that I give this Tim Salmon, which is 3.5 Chewies. I think they're great guys that will be great with the bat, but kind of lackluster on defense, but you can definitely use them as a pinch hitter. And like I said, they're pretty much the same card. They are definitely corner outfielders and nothing more. Other than that, I keep them on the bench as a bench bat. Catfish Hunter. Well, guys, we got the second card in the AL West, and it's another fish. This time it's Catfish Hunter. I don't know if you guys know a lot about fish or fishing, but traditionally catfish feed at the bottom of the pond. However, this man was always at the top of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball while he was playing. This card features him as a 98 overall starting pitcher for the Oakland Athletics, who he spent all of his career with. He throws 5 pitches, 4-seam fastball, slider, a changeup, a curveball, and a 2-seam fastball. He's also right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. His 5-pitch repertoire is pretty good. It's a traditional 4 pitches with like I said, with the 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. They have a good change of speed on his pitches, and then obviously his 5th pitch is a 2-seam fastball. Catfish Hunter played on the Oakland Athletics and the Kansas City Athletics from 1965 to 1974. While he was with the team, he had a win-loss record of 161 and 113. His ERA was 3.13. He had 31 shutouts, 1,520 Ks. He had an ERA plus of 105, a whip of 1.126, a WAR of 26.4. He was a 7-time All-Star. He won the Cy Young in 1974. He was a 1974 ERA title winner. He was the 2-time MLB wins leader, and he won 3 straight World Series from 72 to 74 with the Oakland Athletics. So he had a pretty illustrious career, winning a lot of games for the A's. Catfish Hunter was one of the cornerstones of the Oakland Athletics rotation, especially in their 3 World Series wins. However, he might not even have been the best pitcher on the team. They had this other guy, you guys might know who he is. His name's Vita Blue. He also pitched on the same team as Catfish Hunter. So imagine those guys as their 1-2. That's like the Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling wombo combo I was talking about in the video previously with the NL West, where if you have 2 great pitchers at the top of your rotation, it makes it a lot easier. As you can see, they won 3 straight World Series. Pretty ridiculous. Let's look at Catfish Hunter's attributes. He's 122 stamina, 102 hits per 9, 85 K per 9, 98 base on balls per 9, 81 home run per 9, 115 pitching clutch, 92 control, 67 velocity with 94 break. Let's look at his quirks. His quirks are pressure cooker, unbreakable, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded, knee buckler, and illusionist. So he has some pretty good quirks. For him, I think the knee buckler and illusionist are going to be pretty important because he's going to rely a lot on his curveball and changeup to be effective with the pitch repertoire that he does have. So I think one of the biggest downsides of this Catfish Hunter is he doesn't have a sinker, and as we all know, sinkers are pretty much the strongest pitch in the game last year and this year. What he does have that a lot of other cards don't have is he has a pretty good hits per 9 at 102. It's higher than most of the cards, I should say. The other cards obviously have good hits per 9. They're in the mid to high 90s, but he has the 102 hits per 9, so that's pretty good. He does have very good control, so he's going to throw the ball where he wanted to throw it. The Ks per 9 is a little bit of a letdown, but he wasn't really a big strikeout guy when he was pitching in real life. He was more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy, but 85 Ks per 9 is not that bad. Compared to some of the other cards that are in the face of the franchise legends here, I just don't think he's that appealing to me. I'm going to give this Catfish Hunter 3 Chewies. I think he could be a starter for most guys. I think if you prestige him, he might be a little bit better. But that pitch speed and the lack of having a sinker or even like a cutter or one of the pitches that a lot of people like to use that are a little bit overpowered this year, he doesn't have any of them, and he doesn't throw that hard. Those are my 2 biggest concerns, and that can make a pitcher pretty much dead in the water. You guys let me know what you think about this Catfish Hunter. I've heard a lot of guys say good reviews about him. I'm just not sold. Jay Bunner. For the Seattle Mariners face of the franchise card, they went with the longtime Mariner right fielder Jay Bunner. I'm kind of disappointed as a guy that grew up as a huge Edgar Martinez fan that he wasn't the face of the franchise card. He obviously played with the Mariners for a very long time as well as Bunner did. And I just think that Edgar Martinez in this spot here as a 99 overall would have fit perfectly. It would have had an extra third baseman, first baseman. There's a lot of outfielders in the game. I do like Jay Bunner, though, as a player. He was very interesting to watch. He wasn't like the biggest contact guy or batting average guy, but when he did hit home runs, he hit absolute bombs. So this card's a right fielder. As you know, he played in right field his whole career. With the secondaries, a left field and center field. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. Diamond defense, diamond hitting. While he's with the Mariners, he batted .255 with an on-base percentage of .360, a slugging of .497, and an OPS of .857, an OPS plus of .125. He had 1,255 hits, 307 home runs, 951 RBIs with a WAR of 23.1. He had 1 All-Star appearance and 1 Gold Glove. So as you guys can see, he didn't have the best career, if I'm being honest, which is why I would have liked to seen Edgar Martinez get the nomination here for the Seattle Mariners, especially because Edgar Martinez just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. So hopefully we see a nasty Signature Series card, but it definitely has to be better than what this Jay Bunner is this year compared to like the 95 or 96 overall he had last year. So I'm a little excited for that, but we'll see what happens. His real life stats just weren't great, but I mean, that's what goes to his contact and vision not being the best. So let's take a quick look at the attributes here. He has 89 contact versus righty, 99 contact versus lefty, 108 power versus righty, 116 power versus lefty, 70 vision, 122 discipline, 101 clutch. In the field, he actually shines pretty well for a right fielder other than being pretty slow. He has 85 fielding, 99 arm strength, absolute cannon out there. 87 arm accuracy, 70 reaction with 52 speed, 3 stealing, and 6 base running aggressiveness. So he's not going to steal you a lot of bases, but he does have an absolute cannon in the right field. With the 70 reaction, 52 speed, he's not going to really flag a bunch of stuff down, but anything hit at him or in his vicinity, one-hoppers, or any fly ball that's kind of shallow, or even at the wall, he's going to have a chance to throw a guy out with that arm that he has. Let's look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, walker, cannon, sniper, pressure cooker. So he doesn't have a plethora of quirks like some of the other guys, but he does have the hitting machine, bomber, and walker. I think those are the big three for hitting, as I always say. The cannon and sniper, obviously, the dude has a great arm, so that just makes sense. I just think he's not going to be that great at higher difficulties. He is somebody who could use as a pinch hitter against a lefty. I do like his swing a lot. However, he's a bigger body at 6'3", and he stands like straight up when he bats. So his strike zone's actually pretty big in the game. That's kind of a downside as well. Being a guy that grew up as a Mariners fan, as well as a Pirate, obviously I'm a Pirates fan, but I loved Edgar Martinez. He's my favorite player growing up. Besides Barry Bonds, but we're not going to get into the whole Barry Bonds thing right now. So Edgar Martinez and Barry Bonds were my two favorite players, so I watched a lot of the Mariners growing up. I just don't like this pick for face of the franchise. I wish it would have went Edgar Martinez, like I said. This Jay Bunner is interesting, but he's just not that good of a card. I'm going to have to give him 2.5 Chewies. He's just not very impressive. The low vision at 70 doesn't make up for the fact that he's pretty good in the field. And he's just so slow. I think there's just better options, especially in the face of the franchise legends, that you can put at the corners of the outfield than this Jay Bunner. So that's what we're going to go with, 2.5 Chewies. Michael Young. The Texas Rangers shortstop Michael Young is their face of the franchise legend. In this card, he's a primary shortstop. He can play anywhere else in the infield. First base, second base, and third base as his secondaries. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting, diamond hitting, diamond defense. This is another one that's a little disappointing for me. I was hoping that they bring out Adrian Beltre for it, but last year, everyone loved the Michael Young card for his signature series. I think this is a pretty good card this year. His speed's a little bit slow for me. What he did with the Texas Rangers while he was playing from 2000 to 2012 is he batted .301 with an on-base percentage of .347, a slugging of .444, an OPS of .791, an OPS plus of .104. He had 2,230 hits, 177 home runs. He had 984 RBIs and a WAR of 25.9. While he was with the Rangers, he had 7 All-Star appearances, 1 Gold Glove, and a 2005 AL batting title. So there's some years where he hit well above 300, and he was a pretty good stick for the Rangers, and he played all over the infield for them. He obviously didn't play third base that much because they had Adrian Beltre, and he didn't really play shortstop early on because they had A-Rod. So he played a lot of second base and he played a lot of shortstop, especially when A-Rod left. But overall, I enjoyed watching him. He always hustled. He hit the ball a lot. He was definitely a contact guy, didn't strike out very much. Let's look at his attributes. He's 121 contact versus righty, 115 contact versus lefty, 79 power versus righty, 73 power versus lefty with 102 vision, 91 discipline, 119 clutch. In the field, he has 85 fielding, 80 arm strength, 82 arm accuracy, 79 reaction with 58 speed, 45 stealing, and 40 base running aggressiveness. Let's look at Michael Young's quirks real quick. Hitting machine, 20/20 vision, walker, sniper, pressure cooker, unbreakable. Once again, just like Jay Bunner, he doesn't have a lot of quirks, but he does have 2 of the big 3, and he has a 20/20 vision, so he's going to make it a hard at bat to strike the guy out. So he's definitely going to put a ball in play, and that's kind of how he was in real life. The sniper is good for playing all over the infield. Wish you would have a little bit more arm strength for the shortstop position, but it's okay. Looking at his attributes, this is a guy that can definitely be slotted in your 2-hole or your 7th and 8th batter. He's going to be a contact guy. You can play him over all 4 positions in the infield, so he has a lot of utility. And he has a very glitchy swing, and I know that from last year's card. That's why everyone loved him. And he has the big vision at 102. I think being able to have that versatility and a contact guy, this Michael Young, for me, is going to get 4 Chewies because he has the glitchy swing, he has very good contact, and I think enough pop to make some damage happen in the gaps. The good vision so he can play on all difficulties. His only real downside is that 58 speed. I'm going to give him the 4 Chewies here. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I overrated him. Maybe he's less. Maybe he's like a 3 Chewy guy. I'm curious to know what you guys think about him because, like I said, I'm on the fence at 4 Chewies. I don't know if I rated him too high or not, but I think he has a lot of promise as a card, and I want to see what he can do. Jeff Bagwell. The longtime Houston Astro, Jeff Bagwell. He was their first baseman from 1991 to 2005. He's right-handed batting, right-handed throwing. He has diamond hitting, bronze defense. He only plays first base. He was essentially the rocket first base that never moved for the Houston Astros. I mean, he played with guys like Craig Biggio, who both played their entire career with the Astros. But Biggio went from a catcher to a second baseman, played some center field and stuff. Bagwell was always their first baseman from the day he joined the team. So he was just a cornerstone there, scooping balls at first base, hitting bombs, doing Jeff Bagwell things. As you can see, he had a pretty nasty goatee at one point in time. His statistics for his career, because he only played with the Houston Astros, go like this. He had batted .297 with an on-base percentage of .408. He slugged .540, an OPS of .948, an OPS plus of .149. He had 2,314 hits. He had 449 home runs, 1,529 RBIs. He had 202 stolen bases before he got up in age. He was actually pretty nimble for a bigger guy. He had a WAR of 79.9. He was a 1991 Rookie of the Year, the 1994 MVP, one-time Gold Glove, 3-time Silver Slugger, 4-time All-Star, and a 2017 Hall of Fame inductee, Jeff Bagwell. So he's an absolute stud when he played. 408 on base percentage, that means 40% of the time this man made it to first base, at least. If not hitting a home run, a double, doing, like I said, Jeff Bagwell things. Let's look at his attributes. 104 contact versus righty, 125 contact versus lefty, 101 power versus righty, 110 power versus lefty, 91 vision, 125 discipline, 98 clutch. For his fielding, he has 81 fielding, 62 arm strength, 60 arm accuracy, 71 reaction, 61 speed, 68 stealing, 71 base running aggressiveness. Let's take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, 20/20 vision, walker, thief, pressure cooker, and unbreakable. Bruh, Jeff Bagwell with thief. He's going to steal you all the bases. I think that's kind of funny. I don't think you're going to steal much with him with the 60 or so speed, but it's kind of funny he does have thief. Hitting machine, bomber, 20/20 vision, walker. Those are the quirks you want to have for a guy that plays first base. That's an obvious power bat. He had a great career, and to match that great career with his bat, he has great hitting attributes. I can't even imagine how good this card becomes once you prestige and get those +3s everywhere. That does make his fielding a lot better as well. I'm impressed with this Jeff Bagwell. I think the biggest downside of this card is a goofy stance. I mean, a goofy stance in real life. He's like squatted. There's a reason his legs were huge. When he batted, he does a squat. I don't know why he batted like that. It makes it a little bit hard. It's not hard to use in a game, but you have to get used to it. It's not a batting stance you're just going to come out there and be like, oh, dinger, dinger, dinger. Like, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to practice a little bit with this Jeff Bagwell. But the attributes do not lie, and if your only downside is the fact that you don't glove it that well, but you're still a very good glove, I don't know why he has a bronze shield over. They got 81 fielding. That's more than enough for a first baseman with 71 reaction. He's pretty fast at 61 speed, and he hits the ball a ton. I'm giving this Jeff Bagwell 4.5 Chewies. He's the cream of the crop for the AL West. What do you guys think? You guys think he's the cream of the crop? You think he's a 4.5 Chewies? He could even maybe be a 5. You could argue that Jeff Bagwell's 5 Chewies. You could make that argument. I'm not going there because the goofy stance, and he's not a diamond fielder. If he had Matt Olson fielding, 100% 5 Chewies, no doubt in my mind. Now, you could bat backwards and have to do a loop-de-loop swing, and you'd get 5 Chewies if you had hitting attributes like this and Matt Olson defensive attributes. All right, boys, that wraps up the AL West Face of the Franchise Legend Stage 3 Team Affinity Review. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about their Chewy ratings, and if you guys agree or disagree. You guys have a great day and be safe.